When I was little, Star Wars had a kind of mythology about it. It was the big space series, the kind of thing everybody was talking about on the playground. That was why I was excited when I found out there was a new one being made. And I wasn't the only one, because there were literally people camped out outside the cinemas before the opening day of The Phantom Menace. And then it kind of came and went. The original Star Wars film threw us in at the deep end. There were desperate fugitives escaping a terrifying empire, showcased by the iconic Darth Vader. The Phantom Menace opens with a couple of Jedi Knights popping off to have a little natter with some politicians. Then there are the aliens. It could be argued that the decision to replace the intended Wookiees with Ewoks was done for purely merchandising reasons, but they still just about got away with it, and it didn't ruin a good film. In The Phantom Menace, however, there are literally hundreds of different live-action cartoon-like aliens who are clearly there just to sell toys, not to mention all the spaceships, none of which ever comes close to rivaling the iconic imagery of the first trilogy. And as for a certain other character in the movie, do I really need to say anything else that hasn't been said about him?
I put myself about doing everybody, Potty!
There's no way of getting round it. He is an unfunny comic relief character, and the only reason he is in the movie is to showcase how clever the technical wizards are in managing to create a fully CGI character. It has been argued that C-3PO and R2-D2 were also comic relief characters. Yes, but in the original film they actually served some kind of useful function, and they also had the sense to know when to keep the comedy in the background. How dramatic would it have been if Darth Vader informing Luke Skywalker he was his father had been accompanied by C-3PO complaining his nuts were too tight, for example? The story does not so much advance as move on to the next big special effects set piece, and the characters are there purely to move it on to the next big special effects set piece as well. We have Darth Maul, a character who is completely wasted in a minor role, and quite honestly it's a shame they didn't stick with the far more disturbing looking original version. But then again, if you frighten the little kids they're not going to buy your toys. Anakin Skywalker himself should have been a demonic child, or at the very least a bad-tempered brat, or somebody who at least came across as slightly shifty and unnerving. But then again, a character like that is not going to sell many Happy Meals, is he? And there lies the basic problem with The Phantom Menace. It is a movie which is more concerned about not doing anything to upset its sponsorship deals or its merchandising tie-ins than it is in actually showing us anything disturbing or dramatic. The sad thing is this film had everything going for it. An all-star cast, huge budget, technical wizards. Although on the plus side we should be grateful, this movie was made back in the 1990s. If it had been made more recently, I can't help wondering whether we'd have seen Obi-Wan and Jar Jar as secret lovers.
No. Ah!